The road leading to Omogo refugee camp is extremely bumpy. The seasonal rains have breathed life into the tobacco and maize fields but have made it nearly impassable. At the Omogo Refugee Reception Center, these refugees only crossed into Uganda recently. Many fled with just mattresses and a few belongings. War doesn't give you a chance to carry much. Tired, hungry, and the terror of war evident in their eyes, they will be moved to a newly created part of the settlement to begin life as refugees. One of them is 15-year-old Stella Stima. In mid-April, she led her 9-year-old sister, Margaret, from South Sudan to Uganda after losing both their parents to fighting. The white tags on their hands are issued by the UN Refugee Agency and Government of Uganda to identify them as orphaned refugees. When my father joined the SPLM-IO, government soldiers came and killed her mother, she says. When my father took a break from the fighting to come see us, the soldiers killed him too, she tells me. There is not enough time to listen to all the harrowing tales of war here. The conflict has especially hit children hard. 3-year-old Junior Loro has been moody since fleeing with his grandfather to Uganda. He is hungry and epileptic. When fighting got so close to their home in central Equatorial State, Mzee Egre Amole fled with Junior, leaving his mentally ill mother behind. She had wandered into a war zone. There's little hope she survived.
Do you know why your leaders are fighting?
I don't know. But some I knew them, but actually some, I think it is only the war, the opposition side, the post of the president.
And then Omega Diamond struggles to explain what the war in his country is all about. Like Diamond, civilians in South Sudan don't understand why their country is at war. They just know they have to run.
Because of the president?
Yeah.
What's wrong with the president?
Now they are fighting. They are fighting in front of, not really in front, but they are fighting about each and everyone wanted to take the chair.
Diamond fled to Uganda after being shown the graves of his father and 3 brothers on his return from school in Yei River State. He's shattered. As for Sarah and Margaret, they will now get a tent, food rations, and a blanket to start a home where Sarah will become her sister's parents. Margaret hopes to return to school once they settle down. With this trip, Margaret and her sister have waved bye to not just innocence, but also security and protection their parents and nation could have given them. There's still no end in sight for the South Sudan conflict. Now in its 5th year, a fresh effort is underway to bring the warring parties to talks in Addis Ababa, but is not gaining a lot of success. One of the most important issues is to get them to agree to a power-sharing deal between rebel leader Dr. Riek Machar of the SPLM-IO and President Salva Kiir. Critics say this war should never have begun in the first place.